And we are live.
What's going on?
Let's go. All right. So yeah. So now it should work for you.
No, Willie.
What's going on tonight, everyone? Tyler, let's go. Yeah, exactly. Huge night tonight. Here's it. It's not quite 8 o'clock, but we're gonna get right into this. It is 8. Okay, we got the game started. So Riley gets to watch his Panthers tonight.
That's great. And I get to watch a little Celtics Golden State after our broadcast.
What's up, Swerve? Yeah, that's huge. I actually have two of my buddies. One of them is an FNP holder, and they're coming over for the game. They'll probably be here during the middle of the stream, actually.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good series. Oops, turning the volume down. My bad.
Yeah, that's all right. I was like, hey, hear me.
Rookie move there.
Classic rally. But yes, we got Loki Thursday. Ooh, C-Mac right up the gut.
I forget. I got to watch the stream on my phone tonight, so I'm not behind the whole time.
Right?
So tonight, got a couple things to talk about. I mentioned it. Saw somebody in the chat in the Discord was talking about DraftKings and wanting to delve into some strategy and start building some lineups and or start talking about how to build lineups. And I know we talked about it a little bit last time about how you stack your receiver with a quarterback, and a lot of times you want to have a pass catcher from the other team as well, because if the game shoots out, someone on both teams is going to do well. Tonight, wanted to go over some running back strategy. Kind of, you can play 2 or 3 running backs. So wanted to talk about when I think the best times to play 2 and when the best times to play 3 are, and what types of contests, and then really what we're looking for out of like high value running backs, lower value, mid priced, etc. I think the DraftKings contest this year in FNP are going to be huge. They're going to be huge. I mean, somebody won a Bo Jackson worth 4 figures last year.
Let's go. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure someone must have won a Legoat at some point. They've all been given away, so those have sold for 4 figures as well. Yo, Boris, what's up? Big Papa. Johns, let's go. Grape. Can you hear me now, Jan?
So wait, what's this Tyler's talking about? He says something about his fantasy draft order is going to be determined by the National Spelling Bee. I love it.
Please do go on.
Make sure you select an Asian.
Filipino.
Can I say that? I can say that.
I don't see why not.
We're not super woke here at Friday Night Punks. We try to be respected.
No, we are. And by being woke, that means that you can have a sense of humor.
Oh, man.
What's up? Running gun, let's go.
Guys, I've got an important announcement. I've started lifting weights since the last telecast. I can now bench press 65 pounds like 3 or 4 times.
I don't know if you're allowed to come over. You can't be coming over all jacked. Nah, dude, this boat of a couch is just waiting for you.
Yeah, I've got to start making some plans. I thought I had the money. I thought I was going to hit in baseball last night. I had a monster lineup, and I went from winning $2,000 to losing my $200, all of it.
Ooh.
Like, it was
dude,
brutal,
I hate that.
dude.
That's why I don't gamble. That happened to me so many times.
I had a lineup with 1,000-man contest where I was in 1st, 2nd, and 5th. I had 3 lineups, and they were in 1st, 2nd, and 5th.
Ooh.
They ended up all out of the money.
Damn, dude, that's brutal. We just had a 4th down conversion for you boys, though. That helps ease the pain a bit.
Let's start it off in the chat. Let's talk about a little bit of little fantasy football. Who's got a good sleeper for me? I know you don't want to give away all your stuff, but
Giovanni,
who's that?
Giovanni Williams, running back for Denver Broncos.
Oh, yeah, I remember him. I played him a little bit last year in Showdown.
If it wasn't for Melvin Gordon, he would be a top running back, but they split carries, so it's tough.
Melvin's got bad hips and stuff, so those are the ones I like.
We re-signed him,
Melvin Gordon.
I think
Gordon could be out for the season by week 4, or at least miss a large portion of the season, and then the guy that's in a timeshare just takes over.
Yep. Yeah, he missed a game or 2 last year, and Giovanni, he just shined both times.
There's a pick, or there's a fumble. I thought it was a pick, but
he was down by a mile. Cody, what's up? Brent, what's up? Thanks for joining, guys.
Brent, I like the Eric Dickerson autograph picture. That was pretty sweet.
That was so sick. 79
It was a card.
bucks. That's a steal.
Was it a card or an 8x10?
It was a minted card.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
I don't know if it was graded. I didn't see a number, but it said it was like it was certified authentic.
So that one overturned.
Oh, who was he throwing to there?
So Dickerson, you've got to watch this, Jay. I think I've told you about this before, but he was on Monday Night Football for a while. He was the sideline reporter, and he was real bad. I mean, just not good, like at all. And Saturday Night Live did a skit on him that was absolutely fantastic. It was like, they had somebody playing, I think, Madden, Al Michaels in the booth, and they throw it down to Dickerson on the sideline, and he's just talking pure jibber jabber. He's talking about Dante Culpepper, and he's like, Dante's batted, he's batted.
Who's
You
that
gotta
guy
watch.
that they have now that's like that? I swear they have another commentator that's not a whole lot better. Oh my god. He's that big dude, but he's always in memes with the shit he says.
I'm not sure. I can't. I probably know
I'm
the
gonna have
name.
to look him up. I'm gonna have to look him up.
He's a former player.
I think he might be.
Who's another sleeper? Somebody in the chat, give me a sleeper.
Booger. It's Booger McFarland.
Oh yeah, he's pretty bad. Yeah. He's not sideline. He's an announcer, right? Yeah. Or no,
Yeah.
he is.
He might do both.
Yeah, he's real bad.
Well, that boat is going to head out to the harbor with them still on the dock.
Damian Harris, nice little carry for first down. Hey,
Who
Carolina's
were the
got the lead rally.
So the Pats are rolling out. I really like that receiver from NC State. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. The Pats have.
From NC State?
It'll be his third season, I believe.
Is it Jacoby Myers? I don't know where these guys went.
Yeah, Jacoby Myers.
Yeah.
He's a guy that can have those like sneaky 9 catches, 100-yard games.
Yeah, he's not known for scoring touchdowns, though. He had like the record for most catches before scoring a touchdown.
Right, but the thing is, touchdowns are very high variance. So just because a guy had 4 touchdowns last year doesn't mean he can't have 10 this year.
True.
And those guys tend to be very underpriced in fantasy because they haven't delivered a lot of 20, 25-point games yet. And whereas catches week to week tend to be targets tend to be the most consistent. Guys that get 8 targets one week don't usually get 1 the next week. So if you take a look at targets, you'll hear Tout Saul's talking
with the catch.
Well, he's a guy that gets like double-digit targets like very, very frequently, and if he could start working to win, what's that?
I had him on my team last year, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a real good guy, I think, to target this year because he's had a full season with Mac Jones now and training camp and everything. And generally speaking, rookie quarterbacks, they tend to throw those, or second years, they tend to throw those. They like those sure-handed, short route runners. And I think he's going to have a big season.
Yeah, no, I think so too. The slot position in New England has been, predominantly, they've just been studs. It's been like Wes Welker, Julian Edelman, and now it's Jacoby Myers.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I really think he has super high potential as well. I drafted him last year for those very reasons, and he just, that was the thing. He would have quite a few catches and quite a few yards most games, but he just didn't score touchdowns. He scored one late in the season, and I don't know if he ended up scoring another one or not. But, yeah, I just remember that sort of being his headline was that he was the wide receiver with, like, the most receptions, most yards, with no touchdown.
Right. Okay, so we got some other picks here. Breece Hall. Who was that for the Jets? I don't know that name.
Yeah, no, I saw that too. And then Elijah Mitchell. He's pretty nasty.
The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on.
Biggest loser trophies in the shape of.
Oh yeah,
that's good.
Jan says Jacoby he's 4 for 4 as a passer and has a perfect QBR.
Oh, nice stat. I didn't know that. Who's Breece Hall?
Yeah, you gotta elaborate. What's up, Jolly? Bobby Boats, Arrow, Rye. Hope I didn't miss anyone. Brees Hall's a rookie for the Jets. All right.
I mean, is he a receiver, running back? I don't know that name.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball,
Big run by McCaffrey. I do think McCaffrey's a bit of a sleeper this year. He hasn't really done anything the last 2 years, so his body should be a little more healed.
Oh, he's a running back.
The offense in Carolina should be pretty explosive. A lot of good receiving talent. Yeah, I know people are a little off on Darnold, but really our offensive line was pretty brutal last year.
DJ Moore is so filthy.
He is, and what's his face had a really bad. Bobby Anderson had a terrible year last year. He can't have really regained form a little bit.
He's been a bit of a letdown for sure.
We got that beast of a lineman from NC State. That should help solve some of the problems we had last year.
It's true. He looked filthy. Fast too. ADP around.
His ADP is around 40. Is that Brees Hall we're talking about?
Yeah,
he's being drafted.
He's a running back. Behind Carter. Or maybe ahead of him? I don't know.
I know nothing about this guy, but I don't see how that ends well. Just being in the Jets offense, it makes it tough every week to really get those touchdowns.
Yeah, gonna be cramming some gluten tonight.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10.
Oh, speaking of, every time you talk about someone, they catch the ball in the next play.
I think the best fantasy league story I heard was there was a league out there where whoever came in last place was required to get a job at a like a fast food restaurant. You had to work there for a week, and then they would vote on what you had to do to get fired at the end of the week.
Wow, that seems extreme.
And there was one guy that finished last like 3 out of 5 years. Like, bro, there's not gonna be anybody left in that
his
town.
Job? He just kept working. He's a manager now.
He's been fired at Wendy's, Burger King, McDonald's.
He's still got KFC, Chick-fil-A, Popeyes. And keep it going. Sounds like he's terrible at fantasy football.
Yeah, probably needs to pick up a new hobby.
Yeah, because wow, that's brutal. That's a brutal punishment. I think ours was just like the license plate frame that says like I suck at fantasy football.
What are the top 5 picks looking like this year? I mean, are guys like Barkley and McCaffrey even going top 5, or are people just had enough pain with those guys?
Oh, for fantasy?
Yeah.
That's going to be a great question. I always wonder that. Like, I keep an eye on everything, but then I'm curious to see where, ESPN has them ranked and where people are drafting. That's, you got to wait till the mock drafts start. You don't really know.
Does anybody look at got like a projected top 5?
Does anybody have a projected? Derrick Henry's got to be him and Jonathan Taylor. C-Mac if he's healthy to begin the season.
Henry scares me a little bit. He looks really, really slow when he came back. Now, I know he came back probably a little too fast in the playoffs, but he scares me just a little bit.
Yeah, I might stay away from him because he's getting a little bit older.
Taylor, Kupp, Eckler, Henry, Chubb. Yeah, I can't argue with that too much.
Chubb, yeah, forget about Chubb.
Chubb's a great running back. I don't love him in fantasy just because of the lack of receiving. It does hurt his upside a little bit, but at 5th, I don't think he's a bad pick. Henry 4th, I can get behind that. Eckler's injury risk. Kupp, I'd probably take Kupp number 1. I mean, how many times have we seen a guy like Jonathan Taylor have a monster season then not be able to repeat it? Kupp is gonna repeat it.
Running backs are just at such a premium. It's hard to not take one in the first round, in my opinion. I'm in a 14-team league as well, so I feel like if I take a wide receiver that early, by the time it gets back to me at the 2nd pick, I'm not going to have the greatest picks left for my number 1 running back.
I get it. I think Taylor.
I always go running back first pick. That's just the way I go. One time I took Peyton with the first pick is after he had blown up, and then he broke his neck. We had our draft a little early. He broke his neck in the preseason, and then my first pick was completely wasted.
Yeah, I mean, I'm generally speaking, going running back in the first round is pretty traditional. I mean, gosh, the first time I played fantasy back then, you went running back, running back. Sometimes you drafted the third or fourth round running back. They were such a premium. These years, it's like you draft Saquon in the top 5, and your season's over in week 2. So that it's a little more defensible to go receiver or tight end early or whatever.
Yeah, and I also think the receiver position's deep though, super deep, and you always get those breakout receivers that no one expected. So you can pick up sleepers later on and stuff too. I don't know.
Yeah, but with running back, it's all about opportunity, and by week 10, there's going to be 10 guys starting that weren't even drafted in the top 8 rounds.
Oh, I'm sure. Just number 2 pick, that's tough. I'm just thinking about the number 2 pick. Cup's so nasty, but like you said, I don't know how often do you see
who did the Rams add? The Rams added another receiver, and I think we talked about this. No, they got rid of him.
Or no, Allen Robinson.
Allen Robinson, yeah, good grief, man. That's you talk about 2 guys like Allen Robinson is.
And they're still going to have Odell if they re-sign him. And Stafford was really liking throwing to him, especially in the playoffs there.
He did, but I'm a little concerned about his knee.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Just if he's healthy. Let's just say if he's healthy. And then they got Higbee. Higbee's nasty, too. I see a lot of potential in that guy.
Yeah, he had a down year last year, but he was really good 2 years ago. If he's healthy, he's a good pick.
James White, easy touchdown. Oh, wow. That ties it up. Extra point gives them the lead.
And the Patriots are an extra point away from going out in front. So it was the passing game that got him down.
And we're getting close to our first loyalty spin of the evening.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was.
Who is that? Is that Damian?
Nice change up there going to the running game.
White, James White. Ugh.
No, T-Mart, that's dope. Make me want to mock already. All right, Jolly, I see you.
The best ball drafts have already started on DraftKings. So I was talking to somebody last night that he maxes out the best ball, and
that's
he does. I think he said he does about 20 of his best ball draft. He does 150 total. He does about 20 of them at this point of the year. I don't see
because people get hurt. Like, why would you do it so early?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of the people that are going this early are not necessarily as skilled. He says you can get some pretty loaded teams, but a lot of your lineups are going to be dead. I mean, if you're drafting one best ball team, obviously you don't do it now,
right?
Because your lineup would be completely just toast.
150, I guess that's different.
Yeah, he does 150. I think he said, I don't recall if he said he does 20% of them now or 20 total now. I think he said 20 total, which makes a little bit of sense to me. The thing about best ball is it's you need sleepers to even compete in something like that. And right now it's too early to even know who, there's a third string running back in Baltimore that no one had ever heard of that was, actually, gosh, Baltimore lost all 3 of their starting running backs last year.
Yeah, they had, like, Freeman had some nice weeks, and then wasn't it Le'Veon? Was Bell there? He had some nice weeks. I remember that was a big toss-up day because they have Dobbins, and then they have Ingram too or something like that. I don't even know, but I know they had 2 nice backs that got hurt. But Ingram wound up back with the Saints, didn't he?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh my God, Judon again.
Matt Judon.
Dang.
Able to get in there for his
2 big sacks on this drive.
Afternoon.
Hey B, hey Kevin, let's go. Ooh, scat.
I think in 2 quarterback league. In 2 quarterback league, I would take a chance on Darnold this year. He's got too much talent around him not to have a better season. I'll be playing him in
maybe as my backup. Yeah, maybe DraftKings.
But that's what I'm saying. In 2 quarterback league, I would take him as my 3rd quarterback, probably, unless I went really, really deep. I don't know if you could take him as a 2nd because he might get benched. But I think he's going to have a big year. 25, 30 touchdowns, 4,000 yards for sure.
For sure. Dang, those are some big numbers.
Well, people forget he
was
excellent
nice
stats
until he got hurt.
First 4 weeks last year, and that was behind just a trash offensive line, and with McCaffrey out for bounced back 10 yards on that play.
Here's Lachlan Edwards.
Are you going to get the punt off before the end of the first here, or are you going to get a wheel spin? Oh, yep. Skippy got in right before the end of the first.
I see the April B jumping into the chat, too.
Yeah. What's up, B? Queen B in the building. I see they're talking about some hibachi, making me jealous. All right. Go jump on this first wheel spin.
While he's getting the wheel set up, guys, hop over to DraftKings. There are like, not kidding, like 5, maybe 6 free contests tonight for NBA. For the, whether you're an NBA fan or not, they're giving away like 25 grand tonight worth of free rolls. So go ahead and hop into those contests. It's just silly not to.
Some pretty decent odds right now, guys. Anyone on there? I'm gonna put Rally on there. Is Rally? Oh, he is on there. Nice. Let's go. All right. Good luck, everyone. First Loyalty Thursday spin. Boom. Oh yeah, the Rasta music.
And we got to talk about these packs coming out. Was it Sunday?
Yeah, for sure it is Sunday. Ooh, is that gonna be Stan? Big Stan or Jolly? Oh, get to Jolly. Oh, Stan's gonna win. Nice, Stan. Congrats. The wheel loves Stan. Absolutely just loves.
Oh, I like how the FNP riser pack is on the wheel. I didn't even see that.
Yes, that's what made me think that that's why you brought it up.
That's a great looking pack. Whoever did that, I mean, that is just,
it's gotta be
excellent. Very, very professional, cool.
Stan. He's always taking it down. All right, I'm gonna go get stuff set up for the next one already. But yeah, no. What is it? It's Sunday at 5. Was it 5 p.m.? Or is the 5th at noon or something like that? I gotta look at it real quick. Jan will probably tell us before I can find it. It says June 5th on Sunday on this, but I can't remember exactly what time it is. Jan,
June 5th is, let's see, today's
Sunday, but I just don't know exactly what time.
Yeah, I've got a feeling this is going to be very profitable for almost anybody you pull out. ETH is super cheap right now, so 0.03 is like no-brainer status for me. Young stars, you might be pulling out a guy that has a 10-year career ahead of him, where he might lead the league in receiving, once a year for the next 10 years.
Right, exactly. They all got the rookie badges on them. I think there are multiple one-of-ones, potentially. And then, yeah, just some really cool stuff in there you can get. And all great players, so you can't go wrong. But
guys, make sure you tell some friends. We need to be using these pack drops to bring new people into the community. And I think it's a good way to get them kind of excited about it. They could get a rare, they could get a rookie, they could get a one-of-one. I mean, it's a super cool way to introduce somebody to this, and then remind them, if they hold on to the one that they win, they're going to be eligible for our DraftKings prizes over the course of the year. So, we should be using this to grow the community for sure.
For many things, yes. Owning an FNP gives you access to many things. What's up, Busted Games? Thanks for joining. Another B. Ooh, picked. Shaq Thompson. Big time. There you go, Rally. Panthers not looking too bad.
I was doing the stupid thing again where I was watching the chat instead of the game on my phone, so I missed it. I get to see it here.
You know what Jesse's getting all excited about?
Ooh, man, there's not even a receiver in the area for that one. That was brutal. Mac Jones is not a guy I'm going to target at all at fantasy football. I like him as a young quarterback, but he just doesn't air it out enough for me. And I know the Patriots played right. They're going to do stuff like, put a 6th offensive lineman in the game and grind it out. They're going to do whatever it takes. They're not a team that I think you want to target in fantasy football other than Jacoby.
Nah, I never really did. Tom was the only one back in the day, and maybe Randy Moss. But yeah,
and even
C-Mac with five carries for 56 yards. Uh-oh. I think my friends are here, Willis. alarm went off.
Interception can help a running game as well.
I will be taking a shot on McCaffrey this year if he drops.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
just
If he's there,
looking.
it'll be tough if it's like between him, Eckler, and Taylor. I don't know.
And what a nice example there of a
Even
tight
Henry.
end doing exactly what he needs
Well, and
to
also Darnold is a little bit skittish. I think they're going to protect him a lot by just throwing the short passes to McCaffrey, and
He gets enough for the first
Yeah.
down.
Skippy.
Meanwhile, Darnold's throw complete there to
I
Thomas.
don't even know what you're doing.
the thing that makes McCaffrey such a nice option. Panthers don't.
Get the stream up.
The Panthers don't have a tight end, so a lot of those like safe passing down, the safe passes end up going. Yeah, you're rocking a pretty fresh haircut there, buddy.
Oh, thanks.
First down because when you run a
Yeah, it was about damn time.
you're sometimes asking
You're gonna write that off on your taxes now that you get your professional. What's going on?
Yeah, exactly.
Executed it to perfection.
Oh, the boys are over for the Celts.
That guy looks like he's from New Hampshire for damn sure.
He's from Maine.
Jones there.
Close, though.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a second
I just wanted to say that.
That did sound pretty cool. It might be the first time I even heard someone say that.
Darnold.
Ooh, nice little first down toss from Sammy Darnold.
Another first down as the tackle.
Jan, I was talking about the Panthers don't have a tight end. I mean, we do. Ian Thomas, he's pretty trash.
We have a tight end. It's just not a good one. Ooh,
Under pressure and down
could really have used the tight end right there.
Second back at the 36.
Like either to block or catch a pass.
In there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Everyone's good,
So
right?
that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been
DraftKings strategy. So throw
Yeah,
it out there to
yeah.
guys. Do you prefer playing 3 running backs with 3 receivers or 2 running backs with 4 receivers? I want to hear in the chat what you guys tend to do, and I'll give you a little bit of my preferred strategy after that.
When we have like 1,000 viewers one day, we'll tell them to type 1 for the first answer and 2 for the second, and we'll just see the numbers just like scrolling through the chat.
And I will tell you that my strategy with the number of running backs I play depends a lot on how large the contest is. Am I trying to beat 1 million people? Am I trying to beat 100,000 people for $1 million bucks? Or am I trying to beat you one-on-one? Speaking of which, Jay, I think me and you may be having a heads up. $5 a week match every week. Seeing who wins the most of
Small
the
$5
season.
game?
Yeah,
You
put up
say
for
so.
shut up time.
All right, it's on.
$5 a week,
I feel like
18
I
weeks.
can't say no now. Put me on the spot like that.
Okay, yeah, that's
Let's
what
go.
I figured. If I
$5
waited
a
to
week.
look, I couldn't say no.
Yeah, it's on YouTube now, so god damn it.
And they jump back in front here. It's 9-7.
No, I like that a lot. Let's do it. So every week we got the Rally versus Jay Farrell DraftKings special.
They add 3 there.
People can even
I may
bet
even, like-
on who they think's gonna win.
Yeah, we can get a little thing going. I may even spot you half a point.
What? I don't need a handicap.
If we tie, you win the dollar. It's $5. Never mind.
I don't need your
No.
charity. We'll have a rollover. It'll be $10 the next week.
Following the interception, we'll see what they can
Progressive jackpot, head to head.
Yep.
Now, would
It'd
you
be
be
hard
willing
to
to?
tie?
How about if we win for if I beat you for the season, you owe me a John's Airway. If you win, I owe you a.
Whoa.
I'm
No.
not giving you my berry.
No, then no, absolutely not. Then that's my favorite FNP.
I know. Yeah, I do think we should have side bets. If FNP fan wants to make side bets, absolutely.
Yes.
That we got to figure out a
That's
format for that.
encouraged. Yeah.
in 9 yards. And it'll be second and about a yard to go.
Maybe we could even do like a season-long contest. If you pick the correct winner the most times from week to week, you win the prize.
Just a yard to go here on second.
Boys getting all excited. Hey, handsome.
A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he'll get it into
Pup's gonna have a lot of fun.
How
I
many
hear
people you got over there?
Jason here.
Celtics fan.
Just 2 people. Jesus, Skip. Calm the f down.
I think that's going to be an
Hasn't even
interesting
had a drink
season.
yet. I don't even have alcohol.
The Celtics are almost the perfect defensive team to face the Warriors because they can switch defensively. They've got a lot of wings. They've got a lot of guys who move their feet well.
Yeah.
Another first down. They got the defense on their heels a little bit.
Man.
They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making
Damian
plays.
Harris. Another first down. What's up, Jason? Yeah, I don't. Of course, I'm not going to agree to that deal, T-Mart. You're trying to get my John's Airway from me. Not even willing to put his berry on the line.
Yeah, no. I was like, maybe I could put up my my CD RAM against your John's Airway.
What?
Just kidding.
Jeez. Riley's had a few too many tonight. Or maybe not enough.
I can't put up my berry. That's my brand, man.
Well, that's
what
I'm saying. I know it is, but that's, come on. Who would I be if I put up my Airway? Might as well put up my custom.
You don't even use your Airway as your PFP, man. I mean.
Well, because I have. Look at my custom. It's fresh.
Yeah, it is pretty fresh.
Shoulders for days.
I'm really looking forward to this backdrop. What? How many are there? Like 2 or something, I believe.
88 or 80 something, but then there's some that are reserved already. But
okay.
We're allowed 2 packs per.
What information do we have so far as far as the breakdown? Are there one of ones? There's.
I believe that he's announced there are one of ones.
Are there any legends involved? Are there any?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so it's not. It is mostly rising stars, which I love.
Yep.
But we also got a couple legends, and those all sell well, and they're hard to part when you win them.
Thank you, Cody. That's what I'm saying. It's like, Dion's going to make me a custom. I got to rock it. Maybe I'll switch it up during the season for, a little bit. Throw the Airway up there.
Is there anyone here, I'm just seeing how big of degenerates we have, that plays DraftKings or bets in preseason NFL?
Ooh.
Anyone in the chat who does?
Yeah. Wow, you got a problem, man. You got a phone number for them? Is that why you're asking?
It is one of the most crazy sports to bet on in NFL preseason because you're just flat out betting on guys that aren't even going to make the roster. Everyone's jumping off sides. Like, there'll be 18 flags in some of these games. It's just my secret has always been find a guy that. Generally speaking, like week 1, the second half, they start the third string guy. Find a guy that is either like a savvy veteran, like a Derek Anderson that's played in the league for 10 years, or find a guy that's like, was a stud in college and a big, used to throw for 500 yards a game in college, and just let it rip with that guy because he plays the whole second half against third string defenses, and those guys tend to throw for like 200 yards.
Yeah, and they're trying to prove something
that's
too.
Woo!
C-Mac. Yeah, do you see what Jan said? Stiff arm legend in the Risers pack.
A stiff arm legend.
AKA Heisman, Riley.
Ooh. Oh, there is a Heisman, which I think that's really cool. I like that. I love that we've merged Heisman with the
it's in the main
Friday Night Funkin'.
Yeah.
I think it fits, and it was just kind of dying on a vine on its own. Whereas those Heismans, to me, those are some of the best NFTs that he's produced.
Yeah, they're one of 3s too. So especially now that they're in the main collection,
Well, and they're super rare too. Because what have there been 50, 60 Heisman? There's only going to be one a year for the rest of eternity. So they're always going to maintain rare, right?
Exactly. Legendary. Over under, if anything, in preseason, but never actual picks. That's what team.
Yeah, over under betting on those you can maybe there's history, right? So a lot of times what you're doing is you're betting on the coach. Like there's certain coaches that try to win in preseason, particularly rookie head coaches. They like to we got to get a win. So people have some confidence in me.
Some momentum.
Whereas like certain coaches just don't give a shit about winning, and they're not gonna. They're not going to show a blitz in preseason because they want to use it in week 1 and that kind of
makes sense. Yeah. There's a dart. Not quite enough though. Not quite enough. Are they going to punt it?
They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be fourth.
Who is that for the Panthers that was split out wide? Huge guy.
I'm not sure. Some huge friggin' guy.
Number 80.
I'm not sure. He shows this Erickson catch a few times, though. Oh, yeah, I saw 80 catch the ball a couple times, but I'm not sure I saw what his name was.
That might be Ian Thomas. I'm not good with numbers.
Yeah, I am not sure.
What are we thinking about Travis Kelce with Tyreek Hill gone? I don't think that's good for him, to be honest.
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, he's going to get his looks, that's for sure. I don't know how Kansas City's going to function in general, especially with that division being so stacked.
What are guys in the chat? What are we thinking about Kelce? Are you assigning him more value or less? For me, I'm giving him less value. I just think Tyreek opens up the field a lot.
Yeah, no, it's true. And who did they get? Juju? Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be quite the same.
No, it's not going to be the same for sure. Juju is maybe a pretty good pick, though.
That's true. He could be a sleeper.
He was in one of those three-headed monsters in Pittsburgh. Yeah, everybody likes to avoid the three-headed monsters because you just don't know which guy's going to go off, or
I
maybe
bet
you'll
Kelce
get
has a
80 in the
comparable.
time.
I bet Kelce's still Kelce, to be honest. I don't know if he should be going in the first round like I saw people taking him last year, but maybe second.
I've never been a fan of going after the top one or two tight ends. I always try. I think tight end is where you can add value by finding a breakout tight end.
Right. It just doesn't happen. There wasn't too much last year. And Kelce was like a wide receiver. Didn't he lead the league in? Or no, it was Cup last year, but the year before that, didn't he lead the league in receiving yards or something like that?
I think he had 100 yards. Yeah, he was way up there, and he went nuts in the playoffs too.
They got Sky Moore. Oh, I forgot they got Valdez Scantling too. So yeah, I mean they got some other guys to get Kelce over.
Which one of those guys reminds you of Tyreek Hill?
Neither, but it's still people they got to cover. So we'll see. And Kelce's still Kelce. Pat Mahomes is still Pat Mahomes. It's going to be a very interesting football season. That's for sure.
If KC goes from averaging, 35 points to 26 points, or Kelce's not the same guy. I mean, he was $8,000 in draft picks last year. Every week.
What's max? Is it like 12 or something like that?
About the highest player. It's 10,000 generally on a full slate. On a showdown, you might see higher. Julio, or how do you say it's like Julio? He says the Juju's QB will make him a lot better than the noodle arm. I totally agree with that. I think Juju could be a pretty good pick. I mean, gosh, even like Sammy Watkins had some productive games in Kansas City. So a guy like Juju, I think, will look much better.
T-Mart says that Valdez Scantling has Tyreek speed, so he'll be able to take the top off.
Okay, well, maybe. I've never had any luck playing Scantling in DFS, so I'm probably still going to be avoiding him early, but I'm willing to change if he starts out hot. He could be cheap. He could be a good option. I think he could be a good option. I could see that.
Thanks, Skip.
He just, MVS already had Aaron Rodgers and did nothing most weeks for me, so I'm not going to fall for that until I see it work.
Yeah, no, true. Oh, that is Thomas. 80 is Thomas. There's a long field goal. 55, 56.
Mecole Hardman to the hard way. I do like. I'm a sucker for Mecole Hardman. I've played him so much in Showdown. He's just kind of a guy that people don't like to play.
They had Josh Gordon last year too.
Yeah, usually if I smoke weed before I go shopping,
Damian Harris and the Patriot offense ready to take over again. We're in the
Oh,
I do
man, I'm
like
so
McCole.
excited.
They've got the lead.
What's that?
I do like McCole Hardman. I'm a sucker for that guy. I think he's talented. I think he's that number 2 receiver for the Chiefs. Sometimes gets looks. I think the guy that could really benefit this year is Mike Gesicki in Miami, at tight end, from having Tyreek. Gesicki's a hell of a player anyway. And
Oh, yeah.
Miami, between Waddle, Tyreek, and Gesicki, those are 3 guys that it's going to be near impossible to guard all 3 of those guys.
Yeah,
But
it's
Tua,
a matter of Tua get to it. Yeah, will he get it to it? That's the thing. But they could
Tua
be.
had some big things out there.
I do like him. He's just got kind of a funky release, kind of like a weird sidearm, like half release.
But what I like
Phil
about
Rivers.
Tua is he turns the ball over too. And in
That's what you like
DFS, don't mind those guys because the interception is only -1. It's nothing. So if they can get down 14-0 right off the bat, that sets up a situation where Miami now is passing on every play. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
True. Very true.
Tua is also inexpensive. I love the inexpensive QB in DFS.
How are we going to play against
especially-
each other every week if you're going to be giving me advice every week?
Well, the inexpensive QB, especially if he runs, because the rushing touchdowns are worth so much more than the passing touchdowns. And the rushing yards are worth so much more than the passing yards. The cheap QBs can get you there a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, second half. And I said we're going to go over running back strategy tonight. So before I do, no one in the chat's talking right now. I've got to hear, do you guys prefer playing 2 running backs or 3 running backs, and why? Or at least tell me, because you have to play 6 running backs and receivers. So you can go 3 and 3 or 2 and 4.
Okay. It depends. Oh, man, yeah, it depends on matchups for me. You just have to take a look at prices and matchups.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
For sure.
Here we go. Halftime wheel spin. Good luck, everyone.
What we got on the spin? About 20 names? Okay. Everyone's got a pretty good shot here.
23, not bad. Yeah, no, odds are nice tonight. Let's go. Good luck, everyone.
Where's your work mama? You not here?
No, they're doing like a work girls trip for the. Oh, we get Busted Games. We got a new winner. Nice.
Sweet. That's a name I don't know.
Yeah,
Congrats.
that's a name I don't recognize, and that's what we like. New winners. Congrats. All right. Yeah, no, they're having like a girls' weekend, so they all left for camp tonight, and they're gonna be gone for the whole weekend. So I'm in charge tomorrow at work.
So if you or any of your friends or coworkers or whoever, people you socialize with, don't own a Friday Night Bunk yet, getting in on this pack drop on Sunday is the way to go. It's going to unlock a season-long DraftKings contest, wheel spins, do various things. We got a big year up, and you could get for what's point.
We just saw
0.03.
return
What?
for a touchdown.
Oh wow, 0.03 right now is like $60. You could get a punk that's worth $500-600.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's that. Is it that much? 18. Yeah, 18 times 3. So it's
$54.
like, yeah, something like
This
that.
thing is a giant no-brainer to participate in.
Wow, James White with a 97-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Shakes off the kicker, and then 4 guys fall with him.
I think I actually own 14 punks right now. I think this will be my 15th, so it's a total no-brainer for me because as well, maybe new people don't know, but when you own 10, you can actually win more ETH. When you own 15, you can win more.
Right. Yeah.
For me, it's just a no-brainer. In fact, I was about to buy another one the other day, and then I said, wait a minute, we got that pack drop this next week, so I'll just use that to get.
Yeah, I mean, that's the case for the loyalty spins, yeah. If you win on these loyalty spins, you win more ETH if you have more punks. So, and that's the same for other contests as well. Nice. So who's Busted Games? Is Busted Games still in here? Is the name
Okay.
I recognize?
Running back strategy on DraftKings. So, number one, there's lots of different contests. Are you playing head-to-head? Like I'm getting ready to play Jay, and I'm going to take his lunch money every week? I generally like to play 3 running backs because running backs tend to be more consistent. They're less variance. There's less chance of getting a 0 out of a running back or a total bust. If you're playing something like the Millie Maker, where you have to pay $20 and you're trying to win $1 million, I really prefer the 4 receivers now. Just because you need a monster score, you're going to need 250 points.
Some luck.
Right. And now there are weeks where the running backs are there's fantastic value or something, and I'll still play 3 running backs. But generally speaking, I need these receivers to go off for like 25, 30 points apiece. And it's just a lot more likely that some random receiver is going to catch maybe a 80-yard bomb or catch 10 catches underneath with 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. You know what I mean? Like to get those 25-plus points, it's harder for running backs to get there who aren't Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, etc. So contest selection is very important. When you're developing a strategy, I mean, you would never play Frank Gore in the Millie Maker, right? But in a head-to-head, if he's min priced and he's going to get 12 carries, and 5 years ago he was a good play.
Retired,
I know.
so.
You don't want to play
Rally,
a low upside.
Yes, Rally, please play Frank Gore against me.
That might be the handicap I give you.
Nice. Let's go. Running gun going for his 5th FNP. Jason wants to make sure he gets both his packs. So for that, Jason, on Sunday, we're going to be using our DApp. It's FridayNightPunks.io. I believe it begins at noon, and you'll connect your wallet to the site, and then you'll be able to mint 2 of the packs. So, and I can also kind of help you in the Discord and show you what that's like after the stream as well.
Oh,
it'll be you want Coinbase wallet. It seems to work better on mobile at least. But I think MetaMask on desktop or PC was fine. People just had issues with the MetaMask wallet on their mobile. So if you have MetaMask mobile app, then you might want to consider downloading Coinbase just for the pack drop. You can always airdrop yourself your NFT after the fact. I think that's what quite a few people did last pack drop.
Yeah, I see in the chat saying he's going for his 5th Sunday. Yeah, so whenever you get 5 punks or 10 punks or 15 punks, it brings you up a tier so that you can get more rewards. Exactly. So if you're a guy that's sitting on 4 punks or even 3 punks, it's a no-brainer to go for this pack drop, because for 0.03, which is nothing right now with ETH being so low, you can get one that's worth several $100s. If it's not one that you particularly care for, maybe you sell it and then just buy 2 cheap 4 punks to get you to 5. I mean, this is
so you can get one that you do want.
Yeah, exactly.
It's at least they're gonna sell for a mint or more no matter what. So might as well at least take the chance of getting the really desirable ones, or one that you might want anyway.
But particularly these with rising stars.
Right.
If say you get, like, I won a CD RAM last year. Okay, am I going to sell that for $50? No, he's probably going to win me $50.
Right, throughout the season.
3, 4, 6, 10 times over the next decade. Right.
Exactly. That's the plan. Ooh, Robbie. We need a touchdown here from the Panthers to keep this game tight. Yeah, no, I know Running Gun knows the deal, because he's already, I think he's been talking about slowly making his way up to business cards. So the man's on.
Yeah, tell me about the business cards. I saw those in the chat. What happened there? Is that something you get if you hit a certain number of punks, or did people order those? They're awesome looking.
Yeah, I believe that Jan did customs for. I think it's Hall of Famers and up, but then first ballot Hall of Famers, which I think is 30. Not only do they get their custom, but they get a pack of 50 business cards, which have their custom FNP on the front, and on the back it has the QR code, which gives you a link to our Discord.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I've used it with a few people who've joined the Discord already. It is really cool. They just scan it, and it sends you the invite link. That's all good, Alex. Appreciate you joining, man. Revolution be like that.
I love the way McCaffrey runs, even on the stream. Just the guy's just a beast of a run.
I love his dad. I was such a huge fan of his father. So, It's hard for me to not
definitely.
love him too. And he only played for, I think he played for like 10 seasons. So actually, Ed had a pretty good career. But I think he ended up busting his knee pretty bad. I know Terrell Davis only played for 5 seasons before he blew out his knee.
Ed was a classic overachiever. Terrell Davis was too. I mean, that guy was like a 6th-round pick, and he just went nuts. I mean, he was, granted, the Broncos' offensive scheme was pretty good, but that Terrell Davis was not an offensive scheme guy. The guy was a beast.
Oh, yeah. He was just an absolute stud.
I didn't catch that golf match last night. How was it?
I watched the highlights, man. It was sick. Those guys can golf. I didn't realize how good they were at golfing.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about guys with elite hand-eye coordination who have a lot of money and time, and
right.
You know, it is still impressive to.
It is. Golf's not easy.
No, and especially like imagine all those people watching you. I mean,
it's a lot different than football. So
when the girl in the beer cart stops and I'm on the tee, I get nervous. You know, imagine thousands of people or millions in this case, probably worldwide, watching you.
Yeah, first ballot's for the business cards, but if I'm not mistaken, Jan, you did customs for a lower tier than that, right? Unless it went from untouchable to... Because I remember at one point he said it was for 1 tier, and then he opened it up to the next lower tier.
The business cards were, first of all, they look great.
That's for first ballot for sure.
Love that Jan's putting money back into the community and doing stuff like that that's going to help grow the community. I think that's genius.
God,
and the way it should be done.
Yeah. He puts like most of it back into the community, if not all of it. So
I know he's worked hard on these rising stars, and I know they're going to look great. I mean, there weren't any real duds in the last pack drop. I mean, I got the Legatron. I haven't sold mine. I like it. It's cool. It's the only kicker in the
right
the set now,
for now. Because I've heard we're gonna have some kicker challenges and such at some point, but that means more kickers are gonna have to be released.
Legatron, who's the kicker for Baltimore, Justin Tucker. I mean, he's got a great. The guy's got the largest leg in league history. You know, if we have something like kickers making 50-yard field goals or most 50 anything kicker, he's got a great chance to win it. He's the only guy. So when we play NFL Showdown on DraftKings, one position I fade the hell out of is kicker. I hate playing kickers. There's too many teams these days that go for it on 4th and 2. They teams get behind like 14-0. They don't kick once all game. Justin Tucker's the exception. I will play that guy.
Oh, because I try to get him on my team every year.
Harder. He has too many games where he gets four field goals or hits a 50-yarder and 245. The guy's just automatic.
He's a stud. Dude, I think I had him a year. He would have won me a fantasy championship, and who the hell was it that jinxed the shit out of him? It was Joe Buck. Oh my God, I can't stand that guy. We were watching. He was like a perfect like 40-something for 40-something from whatever it was, like 30 yards or whatever. And all he had to do was drain it, and I would have won my fantasy matchup. And Joe Buck comes on, and he's like, I don't care. I'm gonna do it. He's like, there's no way he's gonna miss this kick. And then he goes up and biffs it, and I was livid. Like, Joe, I don't care who you are. You just don't do that. You don't say that.
All right, so let's go into a little bit of running back strategy on DraftKings here. I'm not going to talk too much about the most expensive running back you draft each week. What I will tell you is don't overthink it too much. I lost a lot of money fading Todd Gurley every week in like 2015 or 17 whenever he went off. Those guys at the top who are producing every week, you know, running backs just tend to have a year where it's their year. Everything's clicking, you know, whether it's McCaffrey or Gurley or
I think it's going to be accurate this year. That's my guess.
Whoever it was, like Jonathan Taylor last year. Nobody saw it coming, and people lost a lot of money fading him every week because they're like, he can't keep this up. He can't keep this up. Well, yeah, he kept it up pretty much all year.
Yeah.
Those guys at the top, you're not going to make money by fading those guys, okay? Now, an exception, if you see Derrick Henry's 40% owned and Dalvin Cook's going to be 10% owned, you can make money by going to Dalvin Cook because you're just taking the guy that's in a slightly less favorable matchup who might get 28 and Henry only gets 25, and that 3 points is a big difference. But don't try to make your money by fading the obvious guys that are 9,500 and are killing it every week.
So up for us noobs, like, what do you mean by fading? What is that? What does to fade mean?
So fading, when a guy is likely to be chalk or to be highly owned,
Yep.
you can fade it by not playing him.
I see. Just simply
I
means
don't
not
think
playing him.
running back's not the position to try to get different. Okay, the guys that are going off every week, those are the like. A lot of times they're 40% owned, but they should have been 70% owned because they were auto play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Do you see what your boys are doing right now, Riley? You're beating the Patriots.
Yeah. It wouldn't be the first time. We've beaten them before.
That's true.
Just not in the Super Bowl when John Casey kicked the
not with
ball.
Sam Darnold.
That's true. But we almost beat them with Jake Delhomme, which is almost the same thing.
Pretty much. Wow, they got the 2-point conversion. All right.
Now the mid-price running back. So every team, you're going to have a middle-price running back, right? You can't jam in 3 studs, and even if you can, you generally don't want to because it would leave the rest of your team too weak. The biggest piece of advice I can give you on the middle-price guys, number one, you want to look for a high-scoring game. I've had a lot of success with guys like Darrell Williams for Kansas City. When he's like 5,500 and he gets 15 carries and catches 4 passes and scores 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he had some nice weeks last year.
Yeah. Always on the middle price guys, take a look at their touchdown props. How likely are they to score a touchdown? Because with Christian McCaffrey or Saquon Barkley types, you're really looking for a guy to get 30, 40 points. He's going to have to get like 2 touchdowns. But with those mid-price guys, they may only need 1 touchdown to be a good play that week. So you don't want to take a guy that's like plus 250 to score ever in GPPs. I mean, well, ever is a strong word, but if you're trying to be real different.
Where do you find these lines?
So I like to go to DraftKings because they've got an absurd amount of touchdown props. Like they've got one for guys that are barely going to see the field.
Huh.
But when you see a guy like, okay, say you're making a decision, like, do I want to play Darrell Williams or do I want to play this other guy? They're both the same price. Well, if Darrell Williams is minus 110 to score and the other guy's plus 280, that's the answer to your question.
Gotcha. Vegas knows.
Because, right, and generally speaking, not only are you looking for 1 touchdown, you're really looking for 2 touchdowns. So if a guy's plus 220 to score, what's the chances of him scoring 2 touchdowns? You'd be better off just betting directly on him to score twice than you would be playing him in DraftKings, generally.
That makes sense.
Now, if you're playing something like the Millie Maker, where you've got to hit the absolute nuts and you need a weird play in there, I have no problem with you throwing that guy in there. But if you're playing something like our contest, like where we have, I don't know, about 100 people, you don't need to get too crazy. You know, let's look for some guys that are likely to score.
True. Yeah, maybe just like a little sleeper pick here and there.
Yeah, you in a contest of 100 people, you probably only need 1 sleeper pick, really.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 1 guy that's very low owned.
Oh, there's our coach. This coach is on every single team.
He is.
You see what Jan said?
4 new holders through the last week. That's awesome.
Yeah. Even through the bear market, we're still growing.
This is a great time to try to grow it because the NFTs are all over the news. Oh, NFTs are going down. They're going down. Well, you know, I mean, for every person that...
So is everything.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, well,
prices are going up, which means everything's going down.
Well, but, you know, somebody that said, well, I would never pay $500 for that. Maybe they will pay $150 for it, you know? So if you spot a good deal and it's one that maybe you don't have the cash to buy right now or the interest in that particular punk, but he's a Raider and your best friend's a Raider fan, tell him about it. You know, let's get some new holders in there.
Exactly. Yo, Scram, let's go. That's all right, man.
I think we're also going to need some people back.
Eyes. The game doesn't even start, Jan. I'm happy to be here with y'all. Oh, I guess it is 9 o'clock. Why did you guys say that? I wasn't even paying attention to it.
Oh yeah, that Celtics game's getting ready to. Has it tipped yet?
No, it's 2 minutes until like the coverage starts. It probably won't tip
Yeah.
till like 9:10, 9:15, something like that.
Sure.
It'll be like literally right around the end of our stream. Ooh, Jacoby. Did they give that to him? Oh, they didn't. 4th and inches. Exactly, running gun. Super low entry point right now. Lee, thanks for joining.
All right, so if you decide to play a third running back, there's really 2 ways to do it, because your third running back's generally going to be cheap. He's going to be below 5,000 a lot of times. Here's where I like to get a little different on people. I like to find a team that I think is going to be involved in a high-scoring game, but is not favored. So maybe it's like Raiders-Packers, and the Packers are -7, but it's got a high over/under, right? I want to take the third down back for the Raiders, because there's a really good chance that they get down 14-0 and they abandon the run with like Josh Jacobs, but they put that other running back in who catches passes. And when you're 4K, a guy like Nyheim Hines for Indianapolis, he can catch 9 passes for 80 yards, maybe get 4 or 5 carries and score a touchdown. And
he does score touchdowns, yeah.
Exactly. And those are guys that are going to be very, very low owned. So that's one of the positions where I like to differentiate my lineup. Because if I think I can find a guy that can get me 20 points for 4K and he's only going to be 1, 2, 3% owned, that's a good spot to get different. So don't try to get different at the top.
We're talking flex position here.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I'm very excited for all of it. I'm excited for summer, but also it's just gonna be, it's gonna be very bittersweet when the summer ends, because then football starts.
Man, I'm jacked for the summer. I've already been to the pool 3 times.
You are jacked for the summer. You've been working out.
I've been to the gym 2 times and the pool 3 times.
Nice.
Since
We're
like
literally
May.
Jacked and metaphorically speaking.
No, I mean 95% of the women in the gym are bigger than me, so I wouldn't say I'm jacked, but yeah.
They toss you around.
They could.
That's
Certainly
what you're
could.
looking for, though.
And that jolt puts them in the lead. What a terrific job by him.
Third quarter wheel spin. Let's go, Kevin.
Let's go.
He's putting out the vibes for it.
This would basically cover half of your FNP riser cost right here.
Yeah, do you know who, what was that person's name? Broken Games or whatever? Do we know who that is, or do we have to do another wheel spin? I don't even know who that person was. They just said, hey, and then I think they dipped.
So for the Celtics game tonight, I went with Jaylen Brown at captain.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be low owned at captain. Everybody's going to be, all the amateurs, well, I shouldn't say amateurs, the pros also, but the amateurs are going to be drawn by Curry and Tatum, of course, because they're good plays. But I think Jaylen's going to be a little under the radar.
I love him so much. He's my favorite Celt. What did you do now,
Well, my theory there is that Andrew Wiggins is probably going to guard Tatum, and Wiggins is not the best defender in the league, but he's competent. And I don't know who's going to guard Jaylen Brown, but it's not going to be somebody that should be guarding.
Right. What did you say, Riley? I missed. I already forgot. T. Martin.
About what?
Jeez, Riley, laughed my ass off. I don't remember what you said.
Oh, about the 95% of the women being bigger than me at
Oh,
the gym?
yeah.
No, you gotta understand. I go to one of these like serious gyms now, and like these girls are jacked. Like they're doing like sets of 8 pull-ups and stuff.
They're bench pressing Riley.
I actually had to get one of them to change out the bar because of I don't know what kind of bar was on there, but
they're spotting you.
It was I didn't know I didn't know even how to use it, and it was too heavy for me to lift it off of there. So I just told him, "Could you put that up, and I'll go get the 45-pound barbell that I'm familiar with."
All right, next wheel spin. What's the name of your gym?
I couldn't even tell you. It's
You don't know the name of your gym is?
No, I'm not sure. I mean, I could look it up, I guess, but do I really want to?
Usually there's a sign when you walk in.
No, this is, but this is like a pretty serious like bodybuilder gym. It's like a converted warehouse where they've put like serious equipment in there, and everybody in there is like, probably on steroids, and
It's like a
everybody
fun club.
knows everybody. They have like community events and stuff. Like they're doing a cornhole tournament next week. Like this place is like serious. These guys socialize together and
This
stuff.
place is serious. They play cornhole.
It is serious. There's no air conditioning. I mean, this is like that you can buy chalk. I've never seen you had to. I mean, this is Nashville. It's pay to play territory, but charging me $1 for chalk is a little extreme.
It's a little nutty. All right, we're gonna spin this wheel. Good luck, everyone. Oh god. Ooh, who's he going to? Oh, Kevin K called it. Lee shows up late. But hey, that's what you get for showing up. Congrats, Lee. Let's go.
Lee was also one of the greatest relief pitchers of all time. All-time save leader for many, many years.
For which team?
Cardinals, right?
Oh, I hear me.
Lee Smith. I'm sure he played for multiple teams, but I think he had over 1,000 saves.
Nice.
And we're back now in Charlotte.
Someone left the
Panthers
stream
in
on their
possession
phone.
of football, but facing a deficit here as we get to the fourth and final quarter of play. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted.
Oh, we got a pick.
Picked off by Dante Hightower.
Uh-oh. Panthers are falling apart. Yes, let's go. Let's go, Lee.
Lee Smith now third in all-time saves. It says he's got 478. He's behind Mariano Rivera and Trevor Hoffman.
Ooh, some good company. Hey, we got a bunch of people in here, but not nearly as many likes, so let's smash that like button, please. And thank you.
Played for the Cubs, the Red Sox, the Cardinals.
Yep, Lee said Red Sox and Cubs, I think. Nice. Lee's on it.
Several other teams for briefly, but that was his prime teams.
Okay. Lee's used to it. Oh, pick right back at him. All right, then.
I think behavioral B is implying that we have a plant and in the chat. Just kidding, behavioral.
Yeah, right? Yeah, right, exactly. I mean, we do definitely encourage new people, but you're not very loyal. You just come in and win, and then...
Oh, that was a big pick for the Panthers. We had...
We don't know where you went.
A little momentum here.
Stephanie, thanks for joining. How was the event?
After the interception, here's Darnold, and he's got the hook up to Moore, and he's down right.
Uh-oh, they're back. I could like hear myself in the background on your phone, and I was freaking out.
Were you freaking out, dude?
I freaked out.
How excited Eric is going to be about this?
What do you got?
That's
Chick-fil-A
not freaking out.
sauce
You're excited, how excited about this?
and ranch.
No. Dairy-free spicy ranch. Do you know how rare that is? That's almost like a Charizard when you're a kid.
It's like a unicorn. When you're a kid, what about when you're an adult?
The market's saturated.
There's too many Charizards now. That's exactly why we need to keep the FNP count low.
You get a good Mr. Run here.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them
Yeah,
try for
cornhole.
Go ahead, touchdown.
Born late.
And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself,
Yeah, I need to know.
but to keep the rest of the team.
Oh, Skippy. Skippy Doo, thanks.
Yeah, probably something in the
Just got beer showing up in my hands.
Has the game started yet? Or are they still just talking about playing basketball?
Skip, you gotta set up your shit. The game started.
He'll get this complete to Erickson. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Oh, shit. Do it.
Alright. Putting the game on now, but I don't think it starts. Or it might be starting right now. Wait, what's going on? Someone's perfect through 6 innings.
Here's Darnold. He'll get this
I don't know how you say his name. Tylen?
He's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard
Got too many sports going on right now. Grove's Market was popping. Let's go.
Hated to see that Marion Barber news. He was just such an awesome
My
running
grandfather
back.
was a huge Cowboys fan, so I really enjoyed watching him run the ball.
Yeah, he was really a throwback style runner, like a tough inside runner. I think he even averaged over 5 yards a carry one year, which is just incredible for the types of runs he did. And he wasn't a guy that like was running sweeps to the outside or
That line
ran
is
on
so
3rd and
filthy.
12 with stats. He was a guy that was really a bruiser. Very shifty too for a guy his size. But
Yeah, no, yeah, he was very nasty for quite a few seasons.
great
But yeah,
goal
those-
line score.
The,
Well,
Da-
I
the
think
Dallas offensive line for many years just didn't matter which running back was there. You all right?
are you alluding to Zach Martian?
Oh yeah, it's a nice FNP.
That's the biggest one we have.
I know,
One of my
running guy. I'm
faves.
very lucky.
This one from 35 yards away.
Man, I
Gonzalez is
can't wait till that Panthers guy from NC State. I can't wait till he gets his own FNP. I've got a feeling he's going to get one. I'm not sure he's going to be in this Rising Star pack, but maybe. I don't know. He might.
So that gets him a little closer as he converts there, but you have to think back
What's wrong,
to the
B?
field goal he missed earlier.
He's got a broken heart.
That's the difference between leading and trailing. So at this moment,
Oh, because of Barber. Yeah, exactly. I forget about the delay, and sometimes I forget what we talked about like 2 seconds ago.
Here comes Mac Jones and the rest of the Patriot offense. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
yeah, and you know the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know
Wow.
how to lead their team.
20. Did we have an extra point that was? Wait, what happened? Oh no, they just kicked the field goal.
Kick down 4.
Yeah,
What does
28-24.
everybody think the toughest division is going to be in the
The
league this year?
AFC West.
I agree with that. I think that's
29, a gain of 4.
It's hard to argue,
mean-
I'd say.
certainly got the best quarterback play in the league between Herbert, David Carr,
Some really nice
Mahomes.
defenses too. Big,
and
big
Russell
names.
Wilson.
Big names on
That's
defense.
you could argue those are 4 of the top, I don't know, 8 quarterbacks in the league.
Right.
Russell Wilson, Herbert. I think those guys are both in the top 8 for sure. David Carr is
Mahomes,
questionable. And Mahomes is in the top 3. for
Two.
sure.
Top 2. Yeah. I was gonna say,
And I think he's
top
probably the best.
two. Right.
I hated to say that. When somebody argues Rodgers, I mean, whatever.
It's
Go either
tough
way.
right now. He doesn't really have the weapons right now. I don't know who Rodgers is going to be. I don't know. That's going to be weird this year. No Adams.
So no Adams or Scantling. Who do they have? Do they still have that guy?
They
I
have
can't remember his
Lazard.
name.
Lazard.
I think Lazard's a solid receiver, but yeah, he's not a number 1 guy. Do they even have a tight end anymore? I mean, do they have?
I'm not sure who they have. Did they have Jared Cook or something? I don't even remember now. They had not too many people. It was Lazard, and they got Randall Cobb back, but I don't know if. Jason, it's your birthday? Ooh, we got to give you some birthday vibes on the 4th quarter wheel. Personally, I want to see B-Land. I know she hasn't got a wheel spin yet. I know Alex hasn't. I don't think Stephanie has. I want to see.
I got my
see
first
a new
one last
winner.
week.
Yeah, Riley got
I thought it
his
was rigged
recently.
until I finally won.
The Patriots send out their punter.
You thought it was rigged until you won? What if we rigged it for you to win?
Well, maybe you did. I don't know.
Yeah, you'll never know. I have a magnet.
And good hustle here as this is
Imagine I tried to do that to my screen and just like destroyed it.
Speaking of wheel spins, got to give a shout out to the founder of Autograph, Dylan. I heard he hit the roulette wheel twice in a row in Vegas. Congrats on that, buddy. I mean, geez, like
Great.
put $50 on a number. I think number 12. Hit it. Wins his big money and then throws 100 on 12. Hits it again. I don't know that I've certainly never seen it. I don't know if I've ever heard of anybody hitting 2 numbers in a roulette wheel.
Jeez. Yeah, Dylan.
Oh, yeah,
we know Dylan's listening. We know he's watching. He's a huge he's a big FNP
Nice
fan.
play there with Tunyon. I forgot all about him, which sucks because I've actually won money twice on Robert Tunyon. I call him Paul Bunyan. I had him I had him at captain the night he had 3 touchdowns on like Monday Night Football last year. That was huge. And I also had him 2 years ago when he had his breakout game.
Gross. Yeah, that safety was yuck. And now we got ourselves a situation where we might go to overtime if Patriots.
One thing about Darnold
Patriots blow
that
it
makes me
here.
like him more, guys like Darnold and Tua, I like them in fantasy because they make mistakes, and that leads to shootouts. You know, they turn the ball over, they take safeties. Turnovers are not penal enough in fantasy football. They should be like -3 for an interception. Instead, they're -1. And what happens is, guys like Tom Brady, they play these like smart, heady football games, and they don't have to throw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns every week. Whereas, guys like Darnold or Tua or whatever, they put themselves in these situations where, they have to score 35 points and they have to run 72 plays on offense or.
Right, exactly. I might have adjusted the camera so people can watch the game in the background.
Oh,
Celtics up by 1. Just hit a big old 3. Marcus! Yeah, now I'm going to have to pay attention to all the screens at once.
Marcus Smart's
Finals,
dropping.
baby.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right.
But yeah, we got ourselves a close game in Mad Men. We got ourselves a close early start in the NBA Finals.
Down before this ball comes loose, and is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
Uh-oh, Marcus wide open.
I paid, I can't even say his name. The works is the Jalika or whatever. I played him tonight, and I think he might get squeezed out of the rotation by Otto Porter. But I know Steve Kerr really well, and he does weird stuff. He likes to play, like, especially early in the series, he likes to play a lot of different big men. And I think the Celtics have some guys like, I don't know, what's his face? The guy that hit all those threes the other night.
Pritchard?
Grant Williams. Grant Williams. You could
Williams.
hide a bad defender on Grant Williams. And so I think Jalika could get off the bench tonight. It's $1,400. He's very skilled offensively. If he could hit 3, like grab 2 rebounds, and maybe get a steal, that's all I need out of him. $1,400.
Yeah, that's cheap as.
I do think one cheap guy needs to be in your lineup in basketball almost all the time when it's early in the series, like game 1, game 2. There's just too many blowouts, and there's too many teams play 10 or 11 guys in game 1, but they don't play those guys in game 6, right? They don't play them in game 7.
Yeah, no, that's true. Oh, Tatum's at the line. 12-9, Golden State. Oh, he missed his first free throw. Oh, we got Damian Harris up that got a first down. I'm the first multi-sport commentator you've ever seen. Get your heart out, Tony Romo. Tatum at the line for a second free throw. We got an I formation. Mac at the helm.
I don't know, maybe I would. Like,
Is that Harris in the backfield? So we get a first down. Down the court.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
Dang, Golden State's just tough. Sam, thanks for joining, man. Get on that last wheel. I'm doing everything I can to focus on everything at once. Just got one more.
So I think for a challenge, since it's only going to be $5 a week, we got to think of something to put on the line for like season long.
Like a
18
tattoo.
weeks.
Loser gets a tat.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. I'm scared of needles.
So then loser gets a tat.
There's 18 weeks, and what are there? 4 weeks of playoffs, so 22 weeks. If we tie 11-11, I guess we'll do something for the Pro Bowl or something.
We both get a tattoo, like a matching one. So when we put them together, it makes one picture.
I'm not getting a tattoo unless Jan does the art.
Unless Jan does what?
Unless Jan does the art.
Oh, that's easy. He'll do it.
Jan, will you tattoo Barry Sanders on my ass if I win the
Oh wait,
doctor?
Jan has to tattoo you too? No, he doesn't have to just do the art. He has to physically tattoo your ass. I hope you're listening, Jan.
It's Loyalty Thursday, man. Come on, you can't throw a Barry Sanders on my butt.
Loyalty Thursday. Yeah, exactly.
So my
God
my
doesn't give back
freshman year of college, one of the things we had to do is I went to NC State and we had to hop on over to UNC that on Thursday night. It's a big party night there. Most colleges Thursdays, and I had to have like 20 girls sign my butt. Right? And so, of course, I probably overachieved. I think I got like 25 girls to sign. Forgot all about it. Got hammered. I'm 19 years old or whatever. Go home, crash in bed with my girlfriend. Right. The next day, I'm getting ready to get up and take a shower and rip my pants off, and she sees the 25 cigs on my ass.
Oh no.
Tough to explain that one.
No longer your girlfriend.
Now we met another year or two after that, but that may have been the beginning of the end. Who knows?
Yeah, that might have started. Jan, you better get prepared. Your next job is going to be an interesting one. I bet it's going to be a hairy one, too. Riley's going to have to shave before he gets his Carry Standards tattoo.
No, I nair.
Nah, regularly? Oh, look at that.
Really, I'm a long-time nair user, probably 10, 15 years now. 1 year in like year 3 or 4, they did change the formula, and they didn't let me know. So, it used to say 7 to 10 minutes, don't leave it on longer than 15. Well, they changed it to like 3 to 4 minutes, don't use it longer than 7. Of course, I left it like 10, 12, 15 minutes, burned the absolute shit out of my chest, my arms. Yeah, that stuff's like chemical burns, man. You do not want to leave nair on too long.
No, you don't. Oh, no, Darnold cuffed it. That was a big pick. Now there's going to run up.
Panthers, 0-2 on the streams this year, it looks like.
Yep, I think you're right, man. But you guys are still 5-4 and have a better record than the Patriots even after the loss. This will be the Patriots' first win on the stream if they pull it off.
And they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
We got to start thinking about what will happen if you own a funk on a Super Bowl winner. Or like a Super Bowl MVP or something.
For what? If you own Super Bowl winner, what?
Yeah, if you own a punk that's Super Bowl MVP or is on the Super Bowl winner, like we got to start figuring out what's going on there to generate some excitement heading into the real season.
Oh yeah, well I know he did MVP version for who ended up getting it? Was it Cooper Kupp?
Oh yeah,
yes. Well, he got a special edition 1-of-1 Triple Crown FNP made of him and auctioned off. So
I'm talking about for Friday Night Punk's Madden stream.
Oh,
whoever wins the Super Bowl
are you
MVP.
seeing this, Riley? You guys are about to take the lead.
No, he's going to get caught from behind, and Darnold's going to throw a pick.
It's not DK. It's not DK. You can't catch him. Wow.
Who was that? That was pretty cool.
Carter Jr. I think he had a pick earlier, too, so now he's got a fumble recovery for a touchdown on top of it. I think he had like 6 or 7 tackles.
Man.
Huge game for Carter.
I don't think the actual Bill Belichick would have run a passing play right there, before the 2-minute
and I think Mac might have protected the ball a little better, too.
6-point lead. What a bozo play that was.
Now the question is, can Matt come back? And
I just saw the comment in chat. Somebody used GP2. I think that was a really good play. I almost went with him. He doesn't have to do a lot at his price. I think he was like 1,600 or something. Yeah, that's a sharp play.
Whose GP is it? Poole?
Gary Payton.
Wait, what?
Gary Payton's kid for the Golden State.
Oh, no way. I was like, what do you mean, Gary Payton?
Yeah, no, he's coming. He got injured in that Memphis series, and he didn't play last year. He's coming back tonight. Yeah, I was very, very close. That was my second choice. I think that's a good play.
Down by 4 ourselves. We got ourselves a game. Well, I just didn't know there was another Gary. I obviously would know it was his son. They have the same exact name.
Dude, defense is there.
Nice. I'm excited to watch.
I've got a shirt. It's
What's that?
You ever seen the
Oh, do you see
I can't remember
that?
who did.
Jan said last season the Super Bowl MVP, everyone got .015, every owner.
Yeah.
So
The you know, people have shirts that'll say like Obama in 2012 or whatever. I've got a Peyton Kemp '96 shirt. It's
nice.
incredibly sharp.
Sounds sick. Bring it
Yeah,
to
it's
Maine
I mean,
when you come.
it looks like a presidential short, but it's Seattle Supersonics, like and it's green. I mean, you can't really beat that in terms of NBA classy shirt.
Not at all. You see that James White has 12 catches this game. It's like the Super Bowl.
I love James White.
He's nasty.
I've definitely made some money from James White and DFM.
Jalen with the big dunk. Riley.
Fast break block.
Let's go. So much
I'm ready to wrap up this stream so I can go watch that game, man.
I think a lot of us are.
Patriots are gonna get the game winning. Patriots are gonna get the game winning field goal here.
You think so? Pick.
Yeah.
Oh, what a catch! Oh my God.
Brutal.
Handed. Yeah, Mac Jones, cold as ice. They gonna throw.
I say we go ahead and fire up that wheel spin right now so we can go watch that basketball game, man.
That's all right. We got one more play. It's 20-second accelerated clock. Who called the timeout? Why are the Patriots using their timeout? They didn't even let the
Good time
clock run
tonight,
down.
guys. I got the chat going now. I will see you guys next week. I'm gonna hop on out of here right after that wheel spin so I can go watch this game.
Yeah, oh yeah, me too, man. We're gonna appreciate everyone joining. We're gonna go do this wheel spin real quick, and then we gotta go watch game one.
Do not forget about the pack drop on Sunday. Please tell your friends, your family, your coworkers that they're gonna make money. Let their first experience in crypto and NFTs be making money.
Yes, a good one, the best one.
I'm not paper handing whoever. It's very unlikely to sell whoever. If I sell it, it's only because I get.
I'm not
talking. If I sell it, it's only because maybe I get somebody kind of rare that isn't a player I really like, and maybe I would just sell it and buy something, the one I really like or something. But I just don't see myself selling to anybody from this Rising Stars pack.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, good luck, guys. Last wheel spin of the night till we go watch the C's.
Yo, Josh.
Skipping, huh? Arrow? Nice. Let's go, Arrow.
There we go.
All right.
All right, fellas.
Yes.
Great stream, man. I'm going to hop out of here and watch that game.
Thanks for joining, Rally. Thanks for all the DFS advice.
Yep. You guys have a good evening.
You too, man. We'll catch you next Thursday. All right, guys.